Hi, Mr. Bruno here. Welcome to Veston's Review Show, where I review just about anything. And today I'm going to give another one of my fine, fantastic reviews, you know? But, frankly, I'm not looking forward to it. You see, because one of my stuffed animal friends are always coming around here trying to mess things up. They always do. Hey, Luffy? Mushu? Come on out wherever you are. I know you're around here somewhere. That's strange. Doesn't seem anybody around. Maybe I could do my show without being disturbed by my friends. Well, listen. Today we're going to talk about Shelley Duvall. Now, for those who've never heard of her, Shelley Duvall was a former actress for film and television, including Brewster McCloud, Popeye, where she played Olive Oil, Popeye's wife, Rockin' with the Chipmunks, hosted by Will Smith as herself, and perhaps more infamously, Wendy Torrance in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
Okay, no, don't even get me started. She was also a children's entertainer, hosting several anthology series for children, including Fairy Tale Theater and American Tall Tales and Legends. Some of her stories would also feature her in the main story as well. But I'll bet you didn't know there's one thing these two shows have in common. They are all star-studded productions. In fact, they were so popular they were even given video releases from Lyric Studios by the late 1990s. And today, we're going to take a look at perhaps the strangest of our all-star films, Mother Goose Rockin' Rhyme. Otherwise known as Shelley Duvall's Rockin' Rhymeland, this made-for-TV movie aired on Disney Channel on May 19, 1990, and it was a story about Little Bo Peep and Gordon Goose. It's up to Little Bo Peep and her friends to find Mother Goose before all the nursery rhymes in Rhymeland disappear. So get ready for plenty of music and mayhem, brought to you by the one and only Shelley Duvall. So okay, kids, gather around the fire, grab your favorite story, or in Shelley Duvall's story. This is Shelley Duvall's Mother Goose Rockin' Rhyme. Not too far away, there's a place called Rhymeland, home to some pretty interesting characters. This is Gordon Goose, our main character, played by Dan Gilroy. Not much about the actor, but he used to be a former lead singer for a band called The Breakfast Club. And no, I'm not referring to the movie by John Hughes.
Another perfect day.
As he prepares to go to work, he sees his mother, Mother Goose, played by the late Gene Stapleton, unleashing a wee willy winky into the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown.
Are the babes in their beds? For it's now 10 o'clock!
You see, Rhymeland is a place where Mother Goose rules the roost, and nursery rhymes come to life like never before. And for whatever reason, Gordon the Goose seems to be the only normal human being around Rhymeland. And I can't say I blame him.
It's just the start of another Rhymeland day!
As he heads for work, we hear the first opening number in the movie, Hop to It. Very catchy and groovy, baby! Oh wait, I did that already.
I really don't belong here.
Oh, no. Don't tell me Debbie Harry's the old woman who lives in a shoe.
How do you get so many kids?
Well, what can I say? Stork has a crush on me.
She's too young for this role. I don't know what to do. Hear that? I did a rhyme just in. There may be a rhyme in some parts of my review, okay? As he heads for work, he comes across Little Bo Peep, played by Shelley Duvall, who has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them.
I'm Little Bo Peep and I've lost my sheep and I don't know where to find them.
Well, relax. Your sheep are always missing.
Don't you ever make fun of my sheep.
Oh, sorry. I forgot how sensitive sheep were to criticism.
If I were Little Bo Peep, I'd just say leave them alone and they'll come home, wagging their tails behind them. She tells Gordon Goose that Mother Goose is not her place, and they head back to investigate.
No, I mean because of my mother. She wouldn't leave without Honker.
As it turns out, Mother Goose is missing. So they head to town to find some answers. They come across Itsy Bitsy Spider, played by...
Cut me some slack! I may be lean and mean, but I ain't no poison machine!
Ben Vereen, no! Who casted him as this high-pitched spider? He sounds like he's trying to imitate Elmo in that sort of costume. Come on, make him go away! Make him go away!
Shut up, Shaq!
Okay, take it easy. I don't want any trouble. Itsy Bitsy tries to tell the duo what happened, but unfortunately he gets washed out by the rain to heaven knows where. So they head to town to find some more answers, which features a cameo by ZZ Top as the three men in the tub.
You know, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker.
Like dropouts from barber college to me.
Hey, don't make fun of ZZ Top that way. You know, to be honest, this is the second review in a row that I mentioned something ZZ Top related. The other one being counted higher. They come across Mary and her Little Lamb's place, where they are played by Cyndi Lauper and Woody Harrelson. And as you could probably guess, they're getting fed up with one another, because day in, day out, it's the exact same thing. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
That's why I don't have any pets.
Honestly, I don't blame them. I prefer cats. Like my good cat, Buddy here. Hello, Buddy. This is my cat. You like him? Anyways, they drive into town where they meet Peter Piper, played by Night Court's Harry Anderson, who picked a peck of pickled peppers, and this weird guy named the Crooked Man. One thing I know for certain is that they have not taken Mother Goose for ransom. That's all I can say about these characters. They come across Little Miss Muffet's place, and for some reason, it's very small. I don't think Little Miss Muffet was intended to be that small. The last Miss Muffet I saw was more human-sized.
Can I fluff your tuffet?
They shrink down to Finn's side Miss Muffet's house, and they sit on their tuffets.
Sitting on her tuffet, that sounds naughty.
It's a pillow! Eating their curds and whey, or oatmeal if you want to call it that. Along came the Itsy Bitsy Spider, who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away.
If it scares her, it will scare the children.
She just played hard to get.
He finishes up his explanation about what happened to Mother Goose. He tells them that some big hands came out of nowhere and grabbed her to the outside world. Well, with that explained, they head for Old King Cole's place for answers. There, they come across the Old King Cole, played by Little Richard.
It's party!
No, not that Old King Cole. This Old King Cole, played by Little Richard. And boy, was a merry old soul was he. Then we get to the part where Little Richard sings, "It's Time to Party with the King." This song is pretty catchy and something that Little Richard would compose. And the funny thing is that Little Richard didn't even write this song. It was entirely the works of Van Dyke Parks and Glenn Jordan. They obviously did their homework on researching Little Richard's music, and their music for it matched perfectly.
Majesty?
Hey, Matt, bring in the next piano, will ya? Okay, fellas, take it.
When they interrupt their music, they try to ask if how are they going to find Mother Goose. But Old King Cole decides to send Gordon Goose down a dungeon, where he comes across these kiss wannabes. I'm sorry, I'm a bit mind-muggled for a moment. Hold on a sec. Don't stop the camera. Phew. Okay, I'm back. What did I just see, man? This is so mind-boggling. What does this dank band have to do with anything of Mother Goose? This went on for 2 minutes and has nothing to do with anything. And it's not mentioned again. It's definitely a big-lipped alligator moment. Remind me never to use that phrase again. So after 2 minutes of nothing but that song and these two clowns who have no makeup, thank heavens for my mom, Bo Peep tries to convince the Old King Cole to release Gordon because sooner or later, everything in Rhymeland will vanish, will disappear out of nowhere. Old King Cole finds it skeptical at first, but suddenly, his royal subjects disappear before his very eyes. Without a choice, he releases Gordon Goose, thanks to his Igor, and they continue on their journey where they meet Humpty Dumpty, played by Howie Mandel? Are you kidding me?
While I was in exile. Exile.
He gives out ridiculous egg puns until he falls off that great wall. And the king's horse and the king's man could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again, thank goodness. You know what made it a lot better? If Kermit was the one who knocked him down the tower.
Speaking of, for all the egg lovers of the country, I want you to know it's very nice to have you back. horses. Kingsman.
Oh, no.
I'm awfully sorry about that.
Continuing on their quest, they come across Jack and Jill, played by Gary Shandling and Terry Garr, respectively. After failing to give them advice to cooperate, Gordon Goose goes up to fetch the pail of water without even falling down and breaking his crown, thank goodness. Nighttime falls down, and of course everything is disappearing in sight. Okay, this is getting too silly. I mean, everything in nursery Rhymeland disappearing? That's like saying I would disappear if my mom was missing. Oh great, now I'm invisible. They come across a bar where they meet Georgie Porgy, played by Art Garfunkel. They try to get some help from him, and he convinces them to go see the three blind mice. When Gordon Goose goes into their office, they meet Bobby Brown cosplaying as Mickey Mouse. Oh, and since this is all in black and white, they're blind. Don't adjust your sets, folks. Something that kind of looks like it was something that was made out of a late 1980s music video. Gordon Goose was just about ready to give up until they come across Simple Simon, played by Paul Simon. Oh, I get it. It's because his last name, Paul, is Simon. I get it now.
On the road again. I can't remember why I'm on the road again. Hey, I'm gonna be off the road again if you don't get the guitar out of my face. I'm driving here. Sorry.
Hey, how dare you make fun of Paul Simon's music? When they get to the fair, simple Paul Simon disappears too. In the evening, by the moonlight, Gordon Goose was about to share his first kiss with Little Bo Peep, until all of a sudden, Mother Goose appears in the moon with terrifying news.
You've got to save me! Itsy was right. She is up in outer space.
Finally, you're listening! After hanging out running with a carny, played by Cheech Marin.
All right, step right up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a cow. It jumps over the moon. I'm talking a pig. I'm not talking a chicken. I'm talking a cow. It jumps all the way over the moon.
They get on the cow that jumped over the moon from Hey Diddle Diddle, and they fly out of Rhymeland into the real world where they meet Mother Goose, and they meet the kidnapper, who turns out to be a little boy named Michael. He convinces Michael that he needs to have true fandom and let his fairy tales be free to let them do what they do best and move on from generation to generation. Michael agrees, and he puts them back in Rhymeland. As they head back, Gordon Goose's mother, Mother Goose, tells her that he was actually a rhymey the whole time. And it was for a rhyme which I will dare not say because it doesn't sound very good. But all I can say is Gordon Goose no longer feels normal. He is proud to be a rhymey. He and little people live a great life in Rhymeland, and everyone lived happily ever after. And that's Shelley Duvall's Mother Goose Rockin' Rhymed. And that was weird. I don't mean just weird, I mean weird. Well, I do like the story, I do. The story in the setup is just kind of silly. I mean, these guys cosplaying as animals, the Debbie Harry, the young Debbie Harry is an old woman who lives in a shoe. Still mind-boggling for me. But, to be honest, I will say this. It is not the worst of the film industry. At least I can easily sit through this one. At least I can get through it. While it isn't never my favorite movie, I can easily sit through it. But, this is one film I can only go to once in a while. But, if you're a true fan of Shelley Duvall, or even nursery rhymes for that matter, then this film is for you, I guess. Join us next time when I'll be taking a look at the Sesame Street video, Rock and Roll. So until next time... Oh no, not again! So until next... You know, I think I'd rather be disturbed by my friends than be annoyed by those weirdos. Until next time, as always, stay sharp, stay smart, and always look at things that I recommend. Make that music stop, I'm leaving! Oh, Veston went away! Yeah, you didn't even thank us for giving him that movie to review. Woohoo!